How long did it take you to learn the features of this island?
Not too long.
Trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere.
Yeah, so it didn't take me too long. I've been living for a total of about 5 years. However, I've been mostly living on Oahu. But then I just like to read a lot. I like to learn about the volcanoes, and I've been watching some documentaries. So it doesn't take too long. It's quite interesting stuff. And then once in a while, if I don't respond right away, that doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. I might just be talking with others in the background. Like here we're transitioning through a military area. So once in a while you might see me talking without hearing anything. That also doesn't mean that I'm going crazy or talking with myself. It's just that you guys can't hear the other aircraft at the towers.
Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness.
So here we're starting to get a pretty good view on Mauna Kea in front of us.
Think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands singing, how do you do?
During our flight today, we're also climbing and descending quite a bit. We're going up to 9,500 feet shortly. So that means you might feel some pressure on your ears as we're climbing and descending. That's pretty normal. But the best way to deal with that is to pinch your nose and gently blow. That should clear that out. If it doesn't, you can let me know as well. We can always slow down the climbs and descents. The reason why Mauna Kea on our left side is the best spot for stargazing in the world is because there's very little light pollution here. As you can see, there's not too much going on here in front of us. It's mostly just used by the military. So there's very little light pollution. Even the highway lights down here will be dimmed at night, or will be amber in color. Now technically all the Hawaiian Islands have been formed by the volcanoes. So below Kilauea, which is the active volcano that we're heading to, below Kilauea is a hotspot. That means there's molten lava or magma, different chambers under the ground surface. It's actually connected all the way to the core of the Earth. And that lava, as the pressure builds up from the heat, is just looking for the path of least resistance. And it can come out through any of the volcanoes that are active, or it could come out through fissures or cracks in the surface. But what happened here was the hotspot formed layer over layer, and thereby formed massive mountains that then eventually were sticking out of the ocean. So those are the Hawaiian Islands. However, all the Hawaiian Islands started here in front of us, and then drifted over where they are now. So we're sitting on a tectonic plate that moves about 2 to 4 inches per year. That's why all the Hawaiian Islands were drifted. But Kauai, which is one of the oldest Hawaiian islands, eventually once started here and then eventually moved over, which is kind of cool to think about. The Big Island is still the youngest island. It's between 500,000 years to to 1.5 million years. So we're kind of traveling in time here in a moment. We'll head up to the youngest area, and then later we'll head up to the older areas. On your right side, you're starting to see some interesting colors on Mauna Loa, just to your right and in front of us. Again, Mauna Loa is the other active volcano. It last erupted in 2022. And that's a big deal, because if Mauna Loa erupts, it erupts big. And they were worried that the lava flow would continue all the way down towards Hilo, which is in front of us on the left side. It's one of the main cities here on the Big Island. But we got lucky with this one. It only went towards the saddle road and stopped just short of the saddle road. But all of those colors here in front of us on Mauna Loa, all of those are different lava areas, different lava flows. The colors does tell you roughly the age. So of course the black lava is the youngest lava. After that it turns into grayish colors and then brown. Eventually, after about 100 years, it will slowly start becoming green again. I will head over to that direction shortly. So we'll head up some of the lava area here in front of us. And one of the things that I want to show you is a white dome. You're starting to see it in front of us. That white dome is actually owned by NASA. And that's of course because this area here kind of reminds us of space. Maybe it looks a lot like Mars, right? So they use that white dome for the astronauts. They actually simulate life in space. So there's astronauts that live there for 12 months at a time. The only time they're allowed to exit the dome is if they wear their spacesuit. We'll get a little bit closer to this one. I'll show you from both sides. But it's a pretty small dome. It's only about 1,200 square feet in there. Now we did talk about Mauna Loa and how it erupted in 2022. We're actually looking at the 2022 lava flow right now here in front of us. We'll do a couple turns here in a moment. We'll see that from both sides. There's also some interesting roads here. People do like to drive up here. You can only drive up to a certain area. Then you can go hiking here, get some great views from here towards Mauna Kea. However, some of those roads used to lead up to an observatory in front of us to the right side. And then that lava field here on your right side took out those roads. You can actually see where it stops on your right there. So the people that used to work or still